I don't know. We'll see. Okay, there we go. Now I see people join. Hi, we are in downtown Austin right now, and I'm trying to see if I can locate this magical Tesla Robotaxi that could be driving around somewhere. We're at the corner of Congress and Cesar Chavez right now. I'm going to be moving around. Do let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Hello, Cyber Rob. Nice to see you. Do let me know if you can see me. I'm going to set up my tripod. Actually, I'm going to set up my. Oops. Can you tell I don't do live streams very often? I'm gonna try to set up my tripod here and take it from here. Okay, everybody can hear me. Fantastic. Hope everybody is having a great day. Very big day, obviously, because what this means is that Tesla is officially on the path of blowing everyone's mind. All right. Noise is a bit wobbly. Probably the picture. Here, I'm gonna use my tripod. Um, you guys hear that? That was a Corvette. That was sick. I'm gonna go ahead and set up my tripod. You guys, give me a second. I probably should have set up my tripod before I went live. But yeah, we'll take it from there. Thank you for joining. Where's the app? Yeah, I don't think they've officially released this yet. From my understanding, sort of what I'm getting out of this. I think what it is, it's more of a trial period, and we're gonna see if we can find this. And I'll do a little bit of Q&A while we're doing this, and we'll take it from here. So let me go ahead and set up my tripod. I wonder if people like driving around are probably like, "What the hell? What the fuck is wrong with this guy?" Right? I wouldn't be surprised at all if they're thinking that. And honestly, I wouldn't blame them because this is not a normal thing to do, but we're doing it anyway because we're all kind of psychotic. All right. All right. So welcome to Austin, Texas. Look at how cute. Isn't it such the nicest place out here? Yeah, so do let me know. You should be able to see me okay. I think you should be able to see the feed. Do let me know if the quality is okay. I'm doing the best that I can. I figure we do a little bit of sightseeing. Oh, by the way, for those that are not Austin natives, over there is Lady Bird Lake. You can't see it, but there's a lake over there. And down that way is the Capitol building. And then this is like a cool spot. This is like Congress Avenue. It's like a really happening spot. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So okay. Can I zoom this out anymore? I think I'm kind of lost here. Um, okay, it is what it is. So anyway, today is huge, Herb. I agree 100%. Today is a very big deal because if you watched my video before I went live, this is a um, seminal day for Tesla because what this means is that if Tesla's successful, that they're going to be basically launching a robotaxi service with vehicles that they've been building at about 1 million units per year. I'm Ubering. I'll pick you up. Thanks. You know where I'm at based on the location here. So, yeah, this is a pretty big deal. It's a really, really big deal. Now, of course, what this means is that Tesla's going to have to be very, very careful with their rollout. They have to approach it in a very safe way. They have to approach it in a very calculated way. And the overarching, no, I haven't seen one yet. Okay, Google. So, and do make sure you can hear me okay. Let me know. Let me know. Um, but yeah, it's a very big deal because it's very, very, it's sort of like changes how people think about self-driving vehicles because a Waymo, as an example, they can only make about 2,000 of them per year. Whereas with this sort of robotaxi solution, they should be able to make million plus per year because it's the same exact technology. And you'll see, like, so that Volkswagen that just drove by, I don't know if you saw that little Volkswagen van looking thing, the bus. That's one of the self-driving cars that Waymo's testing down here. You're gonna see a bunch of them. You're gonna see, oh sorry, I won't say okay. You know what I'm saying. Um, you know, You'll see the Waymos driving around here. You'll see stuff from Zoox. You'll see stuff from Volkswagen. There's a Model 3 going through right now, the black one. Um, you'll know, like you'll see it that you'll see a bunch of different self-driving companies being driven around. But the big advantage here from Tesla is that they're able to make these again millions of units per year. Absolutely game changing. It's like, and we see a lot of Teslas around here. You'll see it like downtown. You see a bunch of Teslas. There's one at the Model Y at the corner right now. Um, they um, they just have a huge advantage from a scale perspective. They really, really do. So we'll have some fun with this stream. We'll do some Q&A. So if you do have questions, do drop them in the chat. I'll read them. I can read them on my side here on my screen. Hello, Michael from Switzerland. Thank you very much for joining. Hello, Jonathan. Thank you for joining. I literally did this on a whim because I was coming down here to work. I do work out of Austin from time to time. I'm in the Austin metro area, so I'm about half an hour, 40 minutes from downtown where I'm at right now. And they, I jumped on X right after I've made the video that I posted before this live stream. And I went on X to sort of catch up with some breaking news before I go on. And then all of a sudden I see this video from downtown Austin of this Robotaxi. And I'm like, no freaking way. Because that there was a Bloomberg article that came out that said it was going to release on the 12th. But in reality, it released today. Now, of course, this is very, very small. As we know, it's a very small launch. It's only one car, it seems, or multiple cars. But it was spotted, from my understanding, is it was spotted south of Congress. So this is Congress and Cesar Chavez. South Congress is sort of like if you keep going that way, down the road. That's where the Robotaxi was spotted, about like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 blocks down that way. Look at this super professional CGI. It was that way. Oh, look, it automatically focuses. It was that way. And yes, it is a real person. Hello, I'm right here. I'll switch my camera. Yeah, but you're getting some water. It's freaking hot today. It's so hot. I can't order a ride right now, Debbie. So my understanding is that this is a early launch of the software of the Robotaxi. They're doing a very small scale sort of approach here. They're being very slow and methodical about it. My understanding is in the coming week or two, they'll probably expand it just based on what Elon's saying on X. They'll make it into a wider region. But yeah, so it's going to be really fun to track this and see where it goes. But yeah, so right now I'm just hanging out. Figured I'd post in a sit down and see if we can find something. I thought the launch was on Thursday. Yeah, that was supposed to be that was the rumor from Bloomberg. Look at all these like fit people running around. I'm so jealous. And yeah, so it's we'll see if they actually show up here. Bradley, thank you for the $10 super chat. Safer, cheaper, less emissions, private. What else? Exactly. Yeah. So that's the big advantage here for a thing. From a coolest Swede, do Texas get snow in winters? We get 1 snow a year, it seems, and that 1 snow destroys the entire infrastructure because the region here is not really fit to absorb really cold weather and snow and ice. So, but yeah. Texas has very lax regulation for Thai. Aurora Innovation has been testing autonomous semi-trucks on highways there for 4 years. The big question is, can Tesla obviously get clear in other states? Exactly, yes. And that's one of the big things about the regulations here is that this is the perfect place for Tesla to be able to release self-driving technology. Yet, Andreas? No, not yet. I'm just sort of keeping my ears and eyes open and seeing if something comes across. We'll see what happens. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Very, very curious. I'm not sure fun is the proper adjective, anticipatory, maybe more accurate, perhaps. The next city is probably going to be, seems like either SF or LA from the looks of it. I think Austin, the reason why they did it here is because Texas regulation is much, much easier to launch with. And so we'll see. We'll see if that's the case or not. Yeah. So as you can see, we just you see that right there? See that? See, that's one of the self-driving cars right there. You see that? That's a Zoox. That's a Zoox car. There's another one right there. You see that? The other white one right next to the red pickup truck. That was another Zoox. So you can see like there's a bunch of different self-driving car companies out here that are testing out their technology. Now the hope here is that we see that fabled Robotaxi. Thank you very much, LaBelle. Appreciate you very much. Yeah. From Sarge, damn, the hardware on those is butt ugly. Yeah, I mean that's sort of the unfortunate reality with a lot of these self-driving car companies is they have to put a ton of hardware on the vehicles, and the unfortunate thing is like they look very ugly, they're very expensive. Whereas the the Tesla approach is a lot more streamlined because they have the cameras and the AI, right? So, and yeah, Zoox is Amazon. Kevin, I am not going to answer that question. But thank you for asking. Yeah, so yeah, we're in downtown Austin. We're trying to see here if we're gonna spot one of these Tesla robotaxis. It's like bird watching for robots. Yeah, right. Isn't this weird? Humans are looking out for robots. What the hell has happened? What kind of age do we live in right now, right? As far as like how's the weather, I mean, it's not as humid as it has been. Look at that white Tesla just zooming by, flying. That guy probably ran a red light for sure. It's nice today. It's warm, but not as hot as it's been. It's not as humid as it's been. So I'll definitely take this weather over what we've had the last few days. We got some pretty heavy rain and took the humidity out of the weather, so that's been nice. What if the passenger sits in the driver's seat of Robotaxi? I highly doubt that they'll actually allow that. There's a Rivian going by right now. I highly doubt they'll allow that, mainly because they don't want people to interfere. So I'm going to guess the driver's side door is probably going to be locked. Probably guess. Yeah, weather is great in Austin right now. Front came through. Yeah, thank goodness. That rain definitely took it out. Why did I choose this spot? So this spot is yeah, this is like the heart of downtown Austin. Basically, we're about 6 blocks away from Six. We're at the river. This is like the place where South and North Austin kind of connect. It's a heavily trafficked area, and from my understanding, this is a one of the main highways that the Robotaxi is going to be driving up and down of, because the Robotaxi was spotted sort of like a few blocks down that way, down Congress. So, in theory, we should be able to. If they do drive across, you should be able to see one at some point. And you'll see like there's a ton of Teslas driving by, just with people in them. So that one right there, the white Model Y Model 3 is driving by right now with the driver. So the key here is to be look for one that doesn't have a driver. All right, so we'll see. If I had my Y there, I'd recline so you couldn't see me. Right? That would be amazing. That's a real trickster right there. Can I announce again what news has you so amped? Yeah, sure, John. So earlier today, there was a Tesla Robotaxi spotted in downtown Austin about 4 or 5 hours ago, I believe. So meaning that there was a Model Y, a new Model Y from Tesla, like one you can buy today. And that Model Y didn't have a driver behind the steering wheel and pedal, and the car was driving itself around downtown. So yeah. So this is a huge deal. This is if you're a Tesla fan, you've been waiting for this moment for, I don't know, 8 years. So this is a huge deal. Dan, as far as I found a nice shady location, you're damn right. There's no way I'm going to be sitting in freaking with sun in my face. Yeah, there's a tree right here. See? Thank you. Thank you, tree. Very nice. All right. When looking for driverless cars, the key is to look for cars without drivers. That is such a good tip. Thank you very much. Fantastic. If they plan on releasing the actual Robotaxi from Kevin, how long would it take to develop the inductive charging for them across the US? I never heard it talked about. Yeah, that's actually an interesting question, because you don't really need the inductive charging for the self-driving cars, because in reality, your usual Model 3 or Model Y, like the Model Ys and Model 3s being manufactured right now, you are able to theoretically self-drive. There's another Zoox right there, by the way, right there. That's another Zoox vehicle. We saw 3 of them come by already. We might have more than the Waymos. So, so yeah, so they don't really need inductive charging. I think that the misconception with the Robotaxi is that somehow Tesla has to come out with a new car. This is not true. Tesla can do the Robotaxi network with just the Model Y, which is what we saw in downtown Austin. Does Zoox give paid rides right now? I think so. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I know Waymo has been doing it down here for a while. Zoox, I don't know. Somebody check for me if you don't mind. Elon from JD Range. Elon and the executive team said affordable models will be released first half of 25, but since that will be a lie again, what do you think? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's a lie. It could just be that it's been I don't know, delayed, or there is a different sort of thought process going behind it. But I will say that we still have what, 3 weeks left of the month, and it does, Tesla did launch this Robotaxi in downtown Austin a couple days before the rumored date of the 12th. So it could very well be that, they are still on track to release the cheaper vehicle. It's just, hasn't been announced yet. Theoretically, they have 3 more weeks. So we'll see. We'll see if it becomes the case or not. So we'll take it from there. It seems like many competitors are already in front of Tesla from Joven. Yeah. So I wouldn't. So that's like that's the big misconception, in my opinion. That was a Cybertruck right there with the super sick tint. The big misconception is that Tesla's somehow behind, but my argument, and a lot of Tesla fans and Tesla bulls, Tesla investing bulls argument, is that they're actually significantly ahead. Because what has happened now, if you think about the release of this Robotaxi in Austin, you now have a situation where Tesla is essentially able to do the same exact thing that Waymo is doing right now in Austin, Texas, but Tesla's vehicles cost about a third or less of the Waymo vehicles because they're not using all this expensive equipment. And Tesla's manufacturing 1.7 million units per year of these self-driving vehicles, whereas Waymo's only creating 2,000 of them per year, right? So have Waymo and Zoox and others, do they reach self-driving technology faster than Tesla? Of course, and they should be applauded for that, because it is, I mean, these guys are literally saving lives on the road, and they should be like, these guys are heroes. I really think these people are some of the most talented people on the planet. Guys that work for, and girls that work for Waymo and Zoox and all these other companies. The big issue they have, though, in the world with Tesla is that they don't have the scale. And so the scale basically means that Tesla's ability to manufacture cars is 1,000 times greater than Waymo or anyone else. So for every one car that Waymo makes, Tesla's able to make 2,000, essentially, right? So that's the big misconception when it comes to Tesla and competitors. Tesla was much slower to arrive to the actual technology working, but now that they've arrived to the technology, their ability to scale becomes significantly easier because their technology is generalized; it can drive anywhere, and they're making millions of units per year. So that's the big difference. So, how many Robotaxis are out there? I think we've only seen one, and yeah. How does BYD's FSD compare? So my understanding is that BYD's FSD is not as capable as Tesla's by a long shot. It doesn't seem like they're going all in on FSD technology either. I believe BYD is sort of going a different approach. And then the regulations in China are very different. So the capability in China for BYD, they don't really have the same bar they have in the US. So they can claim self-driving in China, but really self-driving in China could be like, you die in the United States and it's okay. Right? That's an exaggeration. It's just there's two different sort of acceptable levels of regulation between the two countries. So you know, I don't think BYD is particularly close from a competition perspective when it comes to the self-driving technology. The other thing about BYD is that when they talk about sales, their sales are a combination of gas car, hybrid, and electric vehicles. So when they're saying, when people think BYD is a lot bigger than Tesla, they are a big company. But when it comes to pure driving EVs, Tesla's bigger. And then the other part of it too is that Tesla also has this FSD technology with those vehicles. So even if BYD was, some sort of great competitor, the reality is in this self-driving world, they cannot compete. because they don't have the technology. So that's my take. Of course, you're more than welcome to, do your own research and all that stuff. But that's how I think about it. Should I raise this a little bit? I think if I raise this a little bit and then maybe like tilt it down, is this better? Let me know if that's better. Um, I don't think it's better. Let's see. Okay. Yes, I am in Austin. I am currently in Austin, and we're looking out for robotaxis. We're bird watching, as they say. How close am I to where it was spotted? About 6 blocks north-ish. In theory, it should travel up and down this road, but we'll see. We'll see if that's the case. There's another self-driving Volkswagen, actually. I don't know if you can see it. It's over here somewhere. Let me see. Like a black VW van, like the bus. It's a self-driving vehicle in the front. You should be able to see it once it drives through. But yeah. So welcome to the stream, everybody. We got 1,200 people, 1,200 psychos, just looking at cars drive by in the hopes that we see a robotaxi. I haven't spotted one yet, and I can't summon a Tesla robotaxi yet. Tesla is currently testing this. They're not really fully launched. So we'll see where it goes. Thank you very much, Kirby. Appreciate the kind words. Yeah, Volkswagen is also testing. Yeah, everything but a robotaxi. Yeah, we're seeing all kinds of different cars except the robotaxi. Although I do think by next year this could be a very different site because again, they look at that Corvette. That's nice. With their scale, in theory, downtown Austin is going to look pretty nuts. Should Tesla be worried about sabotage from activists with their robotaxi launch? That's a very interesting question. I do think there is risk, obviously, when it comes to self-driving technology. We've seen it in LA with the riots with Waymo. That was very unfortunate. I feel really bad for all the guys at Waymo. Like they don't deserve that at all. Like they worked so hard to get that car up and running and that service up and running, and then there's just collateral damage from, the stuff that's going on in LA. So that's extremely sad. Now, I think one of the advantages for Tesla, in a weird way, is that it's very difficult to tell if a Tesla's self-driving or not because they look like any other car. Right? So it's like that red Model Y right here. Let me see right there. That red Model Y. As far as we know, there's a driver in there, but in about a year's time, that car potentially doesn't have a driver in there. Right? And it's just a robotaxi driving around. And so that's the big advantage of Tesla is that they can literally just turn this sucker on and nobody would even know. Because the car's doing exactly the same. Whereas with the other self-driving vehicles, there is significantly more equipment and rate, and things. That's a Model Y over there, by the way. That's a white Model Y. Apparently, this robotaxi, it's a black robotaxi. It has the robotaxi logo on the side, so we're going to be looking out for that. So we'll see. Get closer to the road. No, it's hot. It's very sunny. I'm just going to sit here. Bye-bye. Red Model Y. Can you tell about your audience demographics? It seems very global from your channel. Actually, let's ask. Do in the comment section in the live chat, let me know where you're from. Drop your location. Drop your deets, ASL. No, don't give me an ASL. That's AOL freaking IM Messenger. So we got Texas, Denmark, Arizona, Chicago, New York, Louisiana. We got SLC, Norway, Chicago, Boston, North Carolina, Garland, UK, Poland, Canada, Sweden, Texas, Florida, London, Oklahoma. That is crazy. Ireland, Belgium, Detroit, UK, Argentina, DC, LA, France, Arizona, San Diego, Canada, Seguin, New Jersey, New Zealand, Oregon, UK, Texas, Finland, Qatar, Tucson, US, Norway, UK, Iowa, Sweden, Austria, France, Canada, South Africa, Connecticut, Czech Republic, Sweden, California, Florida, Austin, Israel, Germany, Bavaria. Wow, you guys, this is wild. South Korea. Anyone from North Korea? That should not be that funny of a joke. But Spicewood, very nice, nearby, southern Austin, I believe, right? Right. I think Spicewood's right next to Dripping, right? Pretty sure. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Cambridge, Sweden, Norway, North Texas. Oh man, this is so cool. Oh, North Korea. There we go. We got our first North Korean. Welcome, Phil. Tell Kim Jong Un I say hi. Oh man. All right. We're looking out for a Robotaxi. We'll see what happens here. I'm currently sitting there. We got a couple Model 3s rolling by. We got the old Model 3 and the refreshed Model 3 right there. We got a white Model Y driving by right here. We've got a refreshed Model 3 on the side. Thailand. Welcome, welcome. B Cave. Very nice. Yeah, so we're on the lookout. I don't even know if this thing's still riding around the roads right now, but we are keeping our eyes open here. So I'm doing some Q&A too while we're here watching and waiting for this Robotaxi to drive by. So do drop a question in the comment section below in the live chat. I will respond to as many as I can, and we'll take it from there. I do think I'm actually very excited for the launch of this thing. Do I need a coffee? No, I'm good. Actually, I had one already. Thank you. What I should have done is should have gotten a water. I do think it's going to be very interesting to see how this rollout goes in the next couple of weeks. The second we can do paid rides, meaning that we can pay like an Uber or a Waymo, you damn well know I'm going to be down here taking a freaking ride all over the city. I'm going to push it as far as I can, as far as like what roads it can go, type of traffic situation, kind of logging and seeing what kind of difficulties it has on the road, the smoothness. I'm going to do comparisons between the Waymo and the Robotaxi. I'm going to be doing all kinds of testing of it. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be very, very fun. Do I think this will surprise the industry? I don't know if it will surprise them. I have a thesis that the market has already caught up to this Robotaxi thing. And it's more about like Tesla executing. Because if you look at the Tesla, the stock price for the last year since Elon and Trump have been buddies and not buddies anymore, it's been a barrage of insanely negative news, and the stock's been fine. And Q1 for the earnings report wasn't great at all. Q2 looks even worse. So it's like any narrative that you could imagine for Tesla going down exists, but the stock is holding up just fine. So to me, what that tells me is that the market I think the market and retail, Tesla retail, are the most aligned they've ever been. And now, sorry. And now it's just a exercise of, okay, expand the network as fast as you can and take it from there. So we'll see. Is the first Robotaxi fair on Thursday? That's actually interesting, right? Because the Bloomberg article said that Tesla was going to launch this on Thursday, on the 12th. Well, we saw this thing today. We saw the first Robotaxi in downtown Austin. And so in theory, what this means is that maybe in a couple of days they start doing paid rides, but maybe they do like a very select group, very small group of people, maybe like 3 people or something, right? Or 10 people or 20 people or 100 people or just employees. So it could very well be that maybe they want it to last, maybe they'll test it like crazy for the next couple of days. And depending on how that test goes, they'll start doing paid rides. And then depending on how those paid rides go, they'll expand the area of coverage. But in reality, what this means truly is that Tesla is on the path now to really capitalize on the strategy that they've had for the last few years, which is scale. So we need to see fast expansion of this for that. Look at that Porsche. Damn, that wrap is nice. Damn. I'll tell you what, Porsche makes a beautiful car. What was I talking about? Oh my God. Oh, scale. We need to see Tesla expanding its area very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. So we need to see Austin go live, then Dallas and Houston, then surrounding metro area, the number of cars, the number of rides, the number of cities, the number of states. The speed is what validates Tesla's approach. The speed is what validates how quickly Tesla's going to be able to execute on this thesis versus everyone else. Nobody else can do what Tesla can do, right? So we'll see. We'll see if that plays out or not. But we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. Cybercabs are coming in 2026. That's what Tesla says. We'll see if that actually plays out. I mean, if they are successful with Robotaxi here with the Model I, then you know there's no reason why they can't do Cybercab. No reason. We got G wagon on the left coming through. G wagon, G wagon. Tesla cars are being launched now for the service. Where will they go to be charged and cleaned? Yeah, so that's one of the solutions that people are asking for. I mean, Tesla could approach it in a bunch of different ways. They could have their own cleaning depots. They'll set up cleaning stations, maybe at their service centers or whatever to get cleaned. Charging will be the same thing as the supercharger network. I think people are overestimating how often these cars have to charge. I mean, given how many miles they're going to be putting on a daily basis, I highly doubt they're going to need to charge more than once a day. And that charging can happen at Tesla superchargers. And maybe what you can do is you can put out like a bounty that says, hey, this Robotaxi is at the supercharger. If you're nearby, you can plug it in, you get $5. I don't know, something like that. And you can sort of like not democratize, but like create a market around people that, just go around and just plug in Teslas, right? And you create a financial incentive for people to do that. So there's a lot of different ways to solve for charging and cleaning. I mean, you can do the same exact thing with cleaning. So yeah, I think it's definitely a challenge, but I don't think it's that as big as people might make it out to be, in my opinion. Look at this Corvette on the right with the rims. That's nice, dude. Can I zoom in? Oh yeah. Woo. That's nice. That's pretty. All right. I do like cars. So we'll see. We'll see where we go. Let me know if you have any questions, comments. I'll try to answer as much as I can as we're here. Hi, the Tesla bot to clean and charge the Tesla. Exactly. So that's another thing about bots is you can do that, right? You don't have to really pay people to do that. You can just have a bot and just have it stand there forever. So we'll see. You're summoning one through the app? No, I'm not summoning one through the app. I don't have access to the Robotaxi network yet. We do know that there was one spotted in South Congress, and we're just waiting for it to potentially show up and see where it goes. I might do a different location, you guys. I do wonder if maybe I'll do a little bit of research and see where these cars could be. Do let me know if you guys have any ideas on that in the chat, and then we'll take it from there. Would you consider shepherding your own Robotaxi fleet? I would consider it for sure. I would. Probably it makes the most sense once the network is sort of inclusive of the metro area here in Austin. Sort of this is where I'm located. So at that point, it might be worth looking into and be like, okay, so maybe I need to scoop up a couple Model 3s or Ys and then put them in the network, We'll see. We'll see. You can't track it? Not yet. No. The only way to track it is, you have to go on the app and look at it. I'm going to have access to the app. So we'll see. Have we heard anything about the van? I'm in a wheelchair and we'd love to have one. We haven't heard anything yet, but there's a rumor that they are making one. So we'll see if that becomes reality. Yeah. How will the wider public know to sign up for Robotaxi like Uber, Lyft, since those are advertised? Yeah, I think the reality is that the only thing Tesla has to do, quote unquote, to get the network effect started is Elon makes a post on X and he's like, hey, Robotaxi have launched in Austin for paid rides. We're running a promotion, 20% less than Uber, hail yours today. And then boom. All of a sudden the Tesla app becomes the most downloaded app, in the app store for a day or two. It catches news headlines everywhere. Word of mouth gets created. Yo, I took a driverless Model Y from the airport to blah, blah, blah. And it was like cheaper than Uber and it was completely driverless. And it's the same car I have in my driveway. Like, what the hell? Right? That's the kind of advertising and marketing that no other company has. And it's no wonder that, people were poo-pooing the X acquisition, Twitter acquisition when Elon made it. But I think after everything that has gone down, I think we all agree that not only was it a good acquisition, it might turn out to be one of his best ever because of the long-term implications of owning an entire where all the news are and all the, people go online to see what's going on. And that's has a lot of value. And a lot of it is not realized. We haven't seen one yet, Dave. Um, we haven't seen one. We've been here for about half an hour or so. I might change location. Man, that breeze is nice. Oh, there's a breeze coming through right now. It feels amazing. Are you near any Tesla factory? This may not be a good spawning location. I thought about going to Giga, Texas. It's about 20 minutes east of here. Um, I don't think that's a good idea, but we'll see. What's this guy doing in the middle of the road, like waving people off? Yeah, that's so dangerous. You see this guy crossing the road right now? Oh my God, he's just gonna get run over. What the fuck is he doing? That's crazy. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, that's wild. Love you too, Platonics. Thank you very much. Did I get smashed by hail a few days ago? Thank God no, we didn't. We did definitely see the pictures and the videos, but we live in a region that just narrowly missed the hail. So thank goodness. We did get hail a couple of weeks ago, but it wasn't anything that made damage. But it definitely made up for a pretty scene. Yeah, at least it's in the crosswalk. Yeah, that's the only saving grace for him. Waymo halted service in California because of the riots. Yeah, I saw that. Epic's Nitros. It was scary stuff going on, man. We live in weird times. Very weird times. Hit the subscribe button. Yes, please do. Please do. All right. The county needs to be fixed and all laws enforced. It's silly what you can do today. Yeah, I think that's the overarching trend. I think people will. I think the broader country has realized that we need laws. Laws are nice, you guys. They're important. Will you put your Tesla on the taxi network? I'm gonna think about it once it does go live. I'm curious to see what the ROI is gonna look like to start. I know the one car we have is my wife's car, which has a baby car seat in there, and we need one car at all times just in case of an emergency with our kid, right? We don't want to be carless. The Cybertruck I might put on the network and subsidize it. I mean, I will tell you, I will definitely put it on the network once it becomes available, just to kind of run tests and see what the ROI looks like, how much I can charge, the use cases, how well people take care of it. So the Cybertruck that I purchased is this, the thought process is going to be sort of a company vehicle. I'm going to turn it into studio. I'm going to make it. Recording here. I'm going to go to a different location. Somebody was just calling me. Am I back? I think I'm back. Is the audio back? Hello? Okay. I'm going to end it. All right. How do I end?